everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the Ruler of Books tag, hence the crown. And this tag was created by the lovely Ariel Bissett over on her channel. I will link her channel down below. She's amazing. She makes me laugh out loud every single video that I watch of hers. She's great. Go check her out. And also, I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I just decided to do this. Anyway, so if you haven't heard of this tag, which I highly doubt, it's basically a series of questions that basically ask you if you were the ruler of books, like different decrees that you would make in the book world. And if that doesn't make sense, it will when I start getting into the questions. So let's get started. The first question is, if you were the ruler of books, what book would you make everyone read? And I'm not going to say Harry Potter because everyone says Harry Potter. I'm actually going to go with a classic, and I'm going to say Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. This is my favorite classic that I've read in my entire life. I love it so much. If you don't know what Tale of Two Cities is about, I don't know where you've been, but it's basically in France and England, and it follows all these amazing characters like Sidney Carton, and there's guillotines and the French Revolution, and it's just fantastic. I loved it so much, and I think if you haven't read this yet, you definitely should. So if I was the ruler of books, I would definitely make everyone read this book because it's truly phenomenal. The next question is, if you were the ruler of books, what would you abolish in book construction? And I basically am just going to say insta-love. I haven't really been enjoying that very much. When I first got into reading, I didn't really mind it that much, like the instant like, oh, I see his face once and now I'm completely in love with him and want to marry him. But I've been reading so many books that are like that, it's getting like really old to me, and I'm actually currently reading a book right now, and that's like a huge part of it, and I'm very annoyed, and I just wish that people would stop doing that and that they should allow their characters to naturally come together instead of just having them instantly like magnetized to each other, because I don't know, that's just not realistic at all, and I'm just not really a fan of it anymore. Next up is, if you were the ruler of books, what author would you commission to write you any book? And besides J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter, I would say Sarah J. Maas, who is the author of the Throne of Glass series and the Court of Thorns and Roses series. This lady is now my favorite young adult author. I just love her stories. I think her male leads are steamy, and they're just amazing, and she has wonderful character development, and I just think that no matter what Sarah J. Maas decides to write, I think that it will be so fantastic because she's just a wizard. She's wonderful. I love her so much, as you can tell. So yeah, she should write me any book that I desire because I love her stories. They're so whimsical and dark and wonderful. Especially this series. I love this series so much. The next question is, if you were the ruler of books, what book would you demote to the library basement to make room for new books? So I took this question to mean like, what book did you not really enjoy that you sort of want to push aside and make room for new books? Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. If you don't already know, I'm not a fan of A.S. King's writing, and this is a prime example of how I really disliked her books. This follows, I don't even know what it's about anymore. It follows a girl named Astrid, and she like sends her love to the airplanes. I don't know, I did have a couple of options here of books that I wanted to demote to the library, but I know that other people really enjoyed those books, and so I don't know. I just don't think this book really holds its own, and I don't think it's really necessary for anyone to read. So yeah, I'm gonna demote this one to the basement. I apologize if any of you like this book. No hate, I'm not a fan of A.S. King's writing, and so yeah. Next up is, if you were the ruler of books, what cover artist would you commission to make you a mural? Mural. Okay, no-brainer, and it was whoever designed the cover of the Splintered trilogy. Look how beautiful this is. This is my favorite cover ever, and the other books in the series are just as beautiful. I mean, look at this. It's so pretty, and like the back and like the end, oh, it's so freaking pretty. And I love this series too, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it. The Splintered trilogy is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and I really loved it. It was wonderful. The male leads were to die for. I loved them, and I loved the main Alice in this character, or Alyssa, sorry. I know so many Alice in Wonderland retellings, but this one is my favorite Alice in Wonderland retelling. It's so dark and creepy, and I just thought it was done really well. I got the rest of the books because they're so beautiful. So this is book 1, which I've already shown, which is so gorgeous. This is the second book. Look how beautiful these books are. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. This is the last book. Oh, it's so pretty, and it's in hardcover. The bind-up of novellas. Oh, they're so pretty. So yeah, whoever designed these covers, I would definitely commission to make a mural. Next up is, if you were the ruler of books, what character's face would you put on a coin? Again, other than Harry Potter from the Harry Potter series, because I'm determined not to have one of my answers to these questions be Harry Potter, because it could very well be the answer to all of these questions. But I decided to go with Calcier from the Mistborn series, and Calcier is basically the male mentor in this book, and I absolutely loved him. He basically trains our main character Vin with her powers and everything. If you don't know, the Mistborn series basically is in this world where if you consume metals, you can harness different powers, and it's like lots of political intrigue, and this is my favorite trilogy of all time. It's fantastic. But Calcier is just such an inspiration, and I loved how human he was, and I just feel like, especially in this world, his face should be on a coin, because he does basically the impossible in this book. Well, he definitely deserves it. And yeah, so I just love Calcier so much, and I just want to have his face on a coin because he's just a wonderful role model. And yeah, last question is if you were the ruler of books, what book would you award the Ruler of Books 2016 prize to? And I've talked about this book so much on my channel, but A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is now my favorite book of 2016, and maybe my favorite young adult book ever. I have a review of this book up on my channel if you want to go check it out. This book was amazing. It's by Sarah J. Maas. Like I already said in my previous question, this woman is a wizard, and this sequel was the best sequel that I've read in a very, very, very long time. So this book was fantastic. I just love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much. Yeah guys, there you have it. That is the Ruler of Books tag. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please like this video up if you enjoyed, and comment down below anything you want to say to me or talk about or anything, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And I don't tag anyone in particular, but if you guys are watching and you want to do this tag, it was a lot of fun. I loved wearing this crown, and so you guys should definitely do it if you want to. So yeah. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys later in my next video. Goodbye!